Nice. Hey guys, welcome to That Pedal Show. Dan here.
Mick here, hello, and you will have heard some interesting things over the introduction there. I was deliberately playing something simple, Dan,
Very good.
because today we're talking about microphones
We are talking about microphones.
and miking.
Yes, and miking.
Why are we doing this?
A number of reasons. One of the reasons, and I find this fascinating, I've done a vlog recently, and a couple actually, just using my phone. And I've had a number of people going, saying how great it sounds. And it's very interesting how the compression and that sort of stuff with the phone works in a certain way. And then we started talking, it's like, when you hear these demos and things on YouTube, what are we listening to?
What are we listening to?
Yeah.
What a great question. So, quite often when we do a video, as Dan says, we have a sort of standard way of doing things on TPS, which involves some microphones that are relatively close to the amps, and they involve some microphones that are a long, long way away from the amps. If you want to see any more about that, you can watch the behind the scenes videos that we've done. I did a vlog on mid-side techniques, some stuff like that. But basically, a combination of what we would loosely term room microphones at the back there, and closer mics to the amplifier. Now I say closer because there are some accepted ways of miking a guitar amp.
Right.
We've explored that before in episodes of That Pedal Show. The most common being a dynamic microphone such as an SM57 very close to the speaker grill. So we've got that. Then you might say, well, that's a bit kind of narrow focus and it brings with it a bunch of its own problems. So what about a different kind of microphone a bit further away? And then further away still. So today we're going to get into that, which is kind of interesting. Sparked a little bit by what Dan was saying. You know, sometimes we'll do a little iPhone clip and somebody will comment. Thank you for all your comments, by the way. Wow, that's the best sound you've ever had. And a little part of me dies inside when I hear that because, well,
We'll show you why.
perception is reality. And if you think that's the best guitar sound that we've ever had, it is real.
Fair enough.
Yeah, so I think... So then I'm going, hang on, why is that? Why would somebody think that? And there are lots of reasons, which hopefully we're going to explore today.
Yes. We will just say, please listen to this in headphones.
Yes.
It's going to make a massive difference. Don't try and get your head around this stuff by listening to the speaker in your iPhone. Stick some headphones on and have a listen, because this is where you're going to hear some detail.
And that goes for all TPS. We do put quite a lot of effort into the audio. So, yeah, treat yourself to some headphones, please. Okay. Quick note on the microphones we're actually using today. The number one comment will be, why on earth don't you use an SM57? The whole of the world uses an SM57. Sure, they do. Sure, they do.
Very good.
That was awesome. Yes, they do. What you need to know about an SM57 is that it is a dynamic cardioid microphone, is what you need to know about that. So we're using a...
What does that mean, Mick?
Dynamic is the type of microphone capsule that it uses.
Right.
That's as much as I know about that. And cardioid describes a shape a bit like this, which, you know, if you're watching Andertons, or me and Daniel right now, is the similar shape to the end of a penis, the bell end.
Well, cardioid, I was going to say a heart.
Okay.
You can go with bell end.
It's an upside down heart, is
there
it?
There you go.
Yeah. A helmet. I'm really sorry, and I'm sorry for anyone watching with children. It's okay. There's nothing graphic. It's just physiology is all it is.
Yes, but that's where the term cardioid comes from, right? Because
yes.
It's heart-like.
Yeah. When John Cardioid coined the phrase back in 1867, he had a particular vista at the time, and he thought, what I need is a microphone that's shaped like this. No. So it's the pickup pattern. So if I grab a microphone for a second and demonstrate this. In fact, let's use this microphone because it will help me explain something else. So let's say the red badge points towards the sound source. And let's say the amplifier grill is my hand here. Cardioid means it kind of does that. Well, and forward.
The pickup pattern is from...
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It won't pick up from behind.
Right.
It has a pickup pattern that's kind of comes out the back a bit.
So
and
it does
around.
pick up from the side as well?
A little bit, yeah.
Right, okay.
Or you can get hypercardioid,
Right.
which is a tighter version of that.
Okay. Well, interesting.
And then you get some other common patterns which we are going to explore today. Omnidirectional. This microphone won't do that. Not every microphone does every pattern, I should say. Hence explaining the SM57. Omnidirectional. Figure of 8.
Oh, yes.
So it picks up front and back and rejects from side.
Mm-hmm.
And probably some others. But those are the important ones.
Okay, cool.
So, which is all just to defend the fact that we don't use an SM57. The only reason we don't use an SM57 is because it's long and it's really easy to kick over. And we've never bought any. We've always had other mics. So what we do have is a Sontronics Halo, I think it's called. New dynamic mic from them.
Right. That's like Dick Tracy.
Yeah.
Calling all cars.
Kind of looks cool.
Yeah, it's very cool.
We have a ribbon microphone and we have an omnidirectional capacitor microphone. This will all be annotated on screen to remove any further confusion.
Okay.
And we have the fabled Apple iPhone microphone. We never do this, but we're going to do it. We're going to play a loop so that what you hear is the same.
Okay.
For this initial demonstration.
Perfect.
We're using a Vox AC15.
We are.
And we're going to use it in this environment. And then before the end of the video, you're going to hear some different environments. And you're also going to hear maybe us playing over some basic backing track to get an idea of what those sounds sound like.
Also, I'm fascinated by that because
I am too.
I remember doing a session in a studio in Sydney, and I can't remember the name of the studio, but it belonged to one of the guys from Midnight Oil, and there was a room that had like 44-gallon drums cut in half, and the whole room was lined with that.
Oh wow!
And I recorded my guitars in there, and it was still just mics on the guitar cabinet. And I'm like, well, it's hitting the mic before it goes anywhere near the room. The difference was incredible.
No way.
Yeah, it's crazy. So
yeah, that is a question that we'll get into. It's like, well, if you have a dynamic microphone such as the Sontronics there, or an SM57, or a what do we normally use? Sennheiser E906. Whatever kind of cardioid dynamic microphone you use, if it's right on a 4x12 cab, for example, could that possibly pick up the sound of the room?
Right.
Yes.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
We'll go some way to proving that before the end of the video. Okay. Got your best chop on, Dan?
Yeah, chop light.
What I'd like you to do is work out kind of a 4-bar phrase that we will loop, and then we will play back. And as it plays back, I will mix the audio so that you hear one microphone after the other.
Okay.
Yep.
I'll give it a go.
So come up with something to play then. Now he's on the spot.
Okay. Can I have the...
Oh, I see. Now you need this. Nice to see Butters.
Butters? Yeah. Yeah, I have no excuse. I'm not playing this guitar more. I picked it up this morning. I'm like, it's so good. When we had our guitars refretted, and I've been spending a lot of time with Red because it's back to it being lovely.
For new viewers, Red is Dan's main guitar, a red rosewood board Telecaster. We're going to do we're going to do 2 examples. So play whatever you want.
Okay.
I think we should have one that's got some delay on it and one that's clean. So you can either do the delay one and I'll do the clean one, or otherwise, and one that's got some dirt on it and one that's relatively clean.
Okay.
So you choose, mate, and I'll do the opposite.
All right. I might just put a little bit of the bad bobs on here, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And there's a bit of reverb on the amp.
Quite a lot of reverb on the amp.
All right. So, all right.
Okay. Right, so you've heard the loop. We shall now start the iPhone. So we now have 4 things recording, yeah? Well, that was interesting.
It was fascinating.
Clearly, Dan and I can't hear what you've just heard. So what you will have heard is me mixing between the microphones to see what the amps, and I'll make them of equal loudness by the time you hear them.
Great, awesome.
Yeah. Okay.
your turn.
I'll just try a slightly different sound. Turn that on. Get a bit of this going.
Ah,
That's good,
I
isn't it?
see. Yes, right.
I'd only just realised that at that last minute. Planet Waves American Stage Cables, for anyone who's interested. Okay, it's off. Just think of something to play a minute. deliberate bit of jamage there.
Jamage.
And obviously what just happened on screen will be entirely obvious.
I obviously looking forward to hearing it. What I've noticed with that is that there seems to be this proximity effect where with what we do, you're hearing the microphones, you're hearing the amplifier.
Yeah.
What I find with the iPhone is you're actually picking up the actual acoustic sound of the guitar. There's something about I'm assuming that's a condenser mic.
It's doing a lot of very clever stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Compression, companding,
right.
expanding.
So it's the microphone in that is different than...
Yeah, because it's doing a load of software stuff as well. I would imagine there's a tremendous amount of processing going on in that.
Okay.
Which is why they always sound great.
Yeah, sure.
I don't know quite how the EQ is processed or anything like that, but they always seem to have like a ton of bottom end, and I guess it's an Omni pickup pattern, so it's going to be picking up from everywhere, reflections, everything. Get into that in a sec. But yeah, do me a favour, could you? Seeing as you're talking about that, just fairly cleanish sound.
Yep.
Could you, in fact, let's do this. You play something and I'll roll your volume up as you're playing it, and let's hear what the iPhone hears.
Okay. All right.
Keep going. And the next thing you're going to hear is the Omni mic in the room. Just two examples. I think it's probably enough, but
awesome.
I can't wait to hear that.
Yeah.
Because I wonder how much it's going to level out
just compress everything
and level it out so that it's all
lovely,
fascinating.
Yeah, awesome.
All right, I don't think we need to labour that point because I think hopefully we will have demonstrated what we're talking about.
Sure.
So the next thing we're going to do, and this is where it could all fall over. We've got a backing track dialed up to play over. Okay, so you join us a minute or two later while I've just worked out something to play. You can probably hear. Quite loud, I would imagine. But you'll be able to hear it much louder in your headphones. I'm doing it like this so that there's minimal spill into the room mics. So I'm just going to play a part to see if I can loop it.
Cool.
Over what we're playing, yeah?
Yep.
Let's play it through once, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
My absolutely typical behind the beat playing there, but that's okay.
It's great.
Sits nicely over it.
To play behind the beat, how magic would that be?
So what we're hoping we can do now, you've heard it in this environment. We're now going to take that amp and 2 of these microphones, not all of these microphones, just 2, and we've measured, okay? So just to explain the methodology here, we're going to leave the iPhone because we don't really need that at that point. We're going to take the we're going to take the dynamic mic that's right on the cone, and we're going to take the Omni mic that's in the room. And just for some information on that, the dynamic mic is 1.5 inches off the grill cloth, and it is positioned just off where the center cap meets the cone of the speaker. Typical position for a dynamic mic. The room Omni is 2.70 meters away from the amp.
Right.
And it is 195 in the air.
Nice.
Okay?
Yep.
So we're going to pick those 2 mics at random, and we're just going to take this looper. Please, please, please make it work. This is coming after the board, isn't it?
It's coming after the board, so it's recorded in there.
So,
but it's very important that we don't unplug the power or anything. But there's some
yeah, no,
leads
you
from
can
that,
unplug the power.
Can you?
Well, you know when I started it off at the beginning of the show and there was a loop in there.
You did too.
Yeah.
That's okay.
It totally remembers it. We're going to use 2 other spaces at TPS Towers. We're going to use the ladies' lavatory because it's slightly bigger than the gents' lavatory, and there's no tiles in there, unfortunately, but it is a kind of small reflective room.
Okay.
And then we're going to go into the office, which is a big reflective room, and we're going to just play that single guitar part.
Fantastic.
Over the backing track.
Fantastic.
And part of me wants to come in and do another one, but I think
no, it's great.
Taking everything down and doing it all again. We should have had 2 loopers, is what we should have had.
No, anyway, I think that's perfect.
It's an indication of sorts, isn't it? So,
cool.
Dare we do this?
Yeah, let's do it.
So we mustn't change any settings on the amps. The ditto looper, just so that everyone can see. That's where the level is. It's kind of pointing straight up. Well, maybe just slightly past straight up.
Awesome.
Yeah?
Yeah. Cheers, guys. Hope you enjoyed that. I am so looking forward to hearing this back.
Yeah, me too. Fascinated to hear what we hear and if it informs anything new about what we do on that pedal show, like going forwards, man.
Yeah, brilliant. A massive thank you to all of our patrons on Patreon. Thank you guys so much. We literally couldn't do it without you.
Thank you.
Yeah, a massive thank you to our preferred retailers in the UK and Europe is...
Anderson's Music of Guildford in Surrey.
In the US of A.
Would be Riff City Guitar.
In the AU of S. You like that?
Yes, I just have to reflect on something. It is Pedal Empire of Brisbane, Queensland. I have to say that unfortunately this week, Nicky Lauder died.
Oh, I heard that on
Nicky
the news
Lauder,
this morning.
super famous racing driver, coach, team boss, all the things that Nicky Lauder was. Just very inspirational human being. According to LBC Radio,
Yes.
from Australia.
Oh, okay. I feel somewhat falling short of my Australian responsibilities.
He wasn't from Australia, okay?
No, he's German.
He was Austrian.
Austrian, well, you know.
So she reads Austrian, but she reads Australia.
Okay.
And like the whole world is like, oh, you're too young to know who Nicky Lauder is, which is fine. It's not a crime. Secondly, why are you in my Eurovision Song Contest?
Because nil point is all I...
It was a cracking effort.
Was it good?
Yeah. It was. Did you not see it?
No.
Mate, they were on bendy poles like doing this. It was spectacular.
That's how we get about.
We've got to call it up on YouTube. Please watch the 2019 Australian entry for the Eurovision Song Contest.
How'd they do?
Oh, we came last. Literally last place. Thank you, Brexit. And you lot came about like fifth or something, fourth.
No!
Yeah. It was pretty high up anyway.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is brilliant.
It beat the host nation, beat lots of the favourites. Coming over here, stealing our song contests.
Okay. Massive thank you to everyone that has gone to thatpedalshowstore.com and purchased Mick's Eurovision song entry.
Yeah.
Which is
la 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 la.
Oh, t-shirts and caps and pens and stuff. It's all
Journals.
Yeah, journals.
That you can take notes in for your filming.
I've been using my journal so
Yeah.
much. It's lovely.
Look at these. Look, dynamic 1.5 inch ribbon, 12 inches, room Omni, 270 centimeters. See this?
Yeah.
This is useful information, Dan.
And for the younger viewers, it's what we call paper. And you used to take a
ancient scribe.
scribe.
Come on, let's finish this video.
Yeah. So thank you so much, guys. Have a fantastic week, and we'll see you soon.
Bye.
Bye.